Welcome back. This is a Reddit post from Dog Free. It was posted 2 months ago. Titled, "I hate dogs. They're so useless. What purpose do they serve? All they do is beg everyone for food, stay unemployed, defecate and urinate everywhere. It's not even like children who at least grow up and become self-sufficient and contribute back to society." I've mentioned this personally several times. The comparisons between dogs and children was one of the first things I argued against, and that's the same thing I said. Dogs are nothing like children because children are not always children. They grow up sometimes to turn around and take care of their parents. They do a lot more than just contribute to society. Quite often, kids grow up and end up taking care of the people who raised them, their own parents. Compare dogs to children. But I'll digress. I'm going to continue with this short post. He also said, "Dogs remain useless for life. I don't understand the obsession with people bringing their nasty dogs everywhere. I hate these dumb things, and people who obsess over them are the worst. Never met a dog owner who was a good person." Now, would you consider this bullying? I wouldn't. It's an observation of reality. You're a dog owner? There's a good chance your dog's going to be barking and disturbing your neighbors, and you're not going to care. You're going to invite people over to your home and let the dog violate them. You're going to do several things. You're going to bring that dog into public places. To even rub on these mutants, on these parasites, and then proceed to touch and hug other people is highly disrespectful, highly inconsiderate. Most of you don't look at actions like that as being inconsiderate and disrespectful. Well, it is. Getting your dog filth on people who could be allergic. You got dog hair all over you, and you go into somebody else's home, sit all on their furniture, sit in their vehicle. Now you got excrement, dog excrement in their house, in their vehicle. You as a dog owner, simply getting in other people's cars and going to other people's homes is disrespectful. That's how toxic dogs are. They make their owners toxic. It's a fact that they don't contribute to society. It's not an opinion. It's not bullying. All they do is beg for food. That's not bullying. That's not hate speech. It's a fact. They never work. They don't contribute anything, not only to society, they don't contribute anything to the home, period. They don't pay bills. They don't take out the trash. All they do is leech resources. These are facts. This is not bullying. This is not hate speech. But what we're looking at is this tactic to project dog culture critics as hateful people. Just hateful people who hate dog lovers. No, you're going to deal with exactly what I'm talking about. Let me speak for myself. I'm real careful when I speak. The only thing I hate is dogs. And I hate dogs physically themselves. I hate dogs themselves. I don't want to be around them. If they come around me, I am leaving. Don't want to touch them. I don't want to hear them. Don't want to smell them. I don't even want them in my sight. So how could I say that I don't hate dogs? If somebody said, hey, you hate dogs, does it sound like I can deny it? I can't deny it. See, they're using this word hate because, it's kind of biblical. So it pulls people's emotional strings. Oh, well, I don't hate anything. You hate several things. Hate is nothing more than a passionate dislike. And the worst thing that could happen to something that's hated is either having it removed or destroyed. And I'm on record saying that if it were up to me, I would have every dog in this country and on this planet euthanized. That desire on my part can easily be interpreted as hate. But we do this all the time. Homes get exterminated all the time, where several mice, rats, they're exterminated. Animal species drive other species into extinction all the time. Dogs here in America have driven several animal species into extinction. So don't talk to me about immoral. You got people really talking crazy, projecting dog culture critics as a group of people who think they're smarter than everyone else. You can sum it up that way if you want to. If you want to. The fact remains, in regard to dogs, then that's all we're talking about. So don't try to stretch that to cover anything else. When it comes to dogs, we can prove this. This ain't no opinion. When something can be proven, you can't project it as hate, as bullying, or none of that other nonsense. These are facts. We can prove that it's dangerous to own these things. Dumb. It's not intelligent. Nobody who endangers their own life and their family's life is doing something intelligent. If you're involved in behavior like that, that's not intelligent. That's just the facts. I don't care how many of you dog nutters have a problem with that. And y'all got the most, pathetic arguments saying that we dog culture critics bully people. How? Stop with the accusations and give examples. Give examples and only examples. I don't even bully people. I bully you with the truth. See, this metaphorically, I've used that word before. I'm talking about real debates. In a debate, I will bully any of you dog nutters. Anybody defending dogs, that's just what it is. And I knew from the very beginning there would be a lot of people who have a problem with that. I don't care. Take me up on the offer. Thus far, the arguments that I've heard are so ridiculous, they hardly even make sense. What does make sense is arguments against dogs and their owners. I dread the moment when a dog even walks into a room that I'm in. A dog, all dogs, are like an overstimulation machine, constantly moving, either running around or shifting around in one spot, moving, looking in all directions. All of their movements, they make some type of noise, grunts and whatnot, constantly moving, can't sit still unless they're asleep or seriously resting. Some dogs they start barking at nothing, randomly, just start barking. Or they'll make a constant yap, but the noise is always enough to break people's train of thought and put people on edge for a while. Dogs have no concept of personal space. They will jump at you or brush against you without warning. And remember, when they jump at you, jump up, start licking your face, because that's what they're doing when they do that. They're begging for food. They're behaving like parasites, like the parasites that they are. They're behaving like brood parasites that they are. They usually stink and mucky. They spread their stink and muck onto people. Even clean dogs have a strange texture and they still smell like dog, which is a horrible odor. Oily skin, oily fur. And their fur is disgusting. It's so short, it feels like skin. That's what I'm saying. It's not therapeutic to rub on extremely wrinkled skin that slide, but don't tell me that's therapeutic. They feel nasty. Rubbing over clumps and lumps of wrinkles? Get out of here. That stinking mutt's breath constantly in your face. It's always breathing directly up your nose. Horrible company. They're ridiculously needy. And they'll try to make me feel like I'm neglectful if I leave them alone for 10 minutes. Honestly, there isn't a single thing about dogs that I like. Now, I'm paraphrasing this Reddit post. Nothing in here sounds like bullying. Nothing sounds like hate. This is just the truth. And for people to simply project this as hate and bullying, that shows how pathetic you are at forming arguments against what we're saying. That means you are just pathetic at debates. It sounds like y'all struggling. You're struggling to argue against what we say. But it's easy for us to tell the truth. I hate dogs with a passion. I've been a rover dog sitter for a few years. I'm paraphrasing another post. This is a person who's not really a dog hater. He's not a anti-dog person like me and like many others. This person is a dog sitter. And this is their second job, their part-time job. Is a college student. Wanted to make extra money. Thought it would be easy to go around to people's homes and just sit with their dog. After all, you're not really doing much work. And one of those people. And let's understand something else. For you to want to be a dog sitter, you had to have thought positively about dogs to some extent. You had to have. There's no way you could dislike dogs and say, oh, let me be a dog sitter to make money. So this is another example of a person who is okay with dogs at first, but once they experience dogs, now they hate them just like me. And yes, I hate the dogs themselves because I want them gone. I want them destroyed, vanish, Thanos. If I'm saying all of this, and this is me being honest, then I have to also admit, yes, I hate them. I hate dogs. I hate all of them. I hate them. I hate their guts. Okay, I have no problem saying that. That's me being a man and being honest with my feelings. I hate them. Show me a button that if I push it, all dogs instantly get euthanized. Boy, I'm going to nosedive on that button. But this Rover dog sitter has been a Rover dog sitter for a few years. And now, and look at this. He said it's not the best job for someone who dislikes dogs, but it's been good as extra money as a college student. I just have to say, taking care of dogs has made me never want to own one or even be around them whatsoever. Is this so-called hate speech? Is this bullying? You nutters out there with your degenerate arguments. You think you're making an impact. You're saying these things, you're making these comments, thinking you're actually saying something. No, you just sound ignorant. You're listening to real facts, irrefutable facts, and you want to project it as hate speech or bullying? Get out of here. He said they smell so bad. All of them just emanate a smell, and I literally can't stand it. Listen, this sounds like a person who grew up in this modern dog worship era, but never grew up with dogs and never really been around them. Maybe been over a couple friends' houses and spent a few minutes with them, but never really had exposure to dogs. And look at the first impression. This goes way back to the first video I made on my original channel. They stink. He said, and I can't stand it. He said, I can't stand petting a dog and then having my hands stink in their breath, hot, stinky breath. This seems like they always insist on breathing right into my face. Like, seriously, the thought of smelling hot, stinky dog breath makes me want to vomit, slobber. Just nasty to me. And that's all I have to say about that. Or maybe it's not. Let me elaborate. That is beyond disgusting. Because these things will have entire lines of drool, saliva constantly falling out of their mouth. They walk around with saliva all over the rim of their mouth at all times and their nose because they're constantly licking their own snot. They're constantly licking and eating their own mucus that comes out of their nose, and they lick their nose to keep it moist. And of course, they're always trying to dispense saliva because they don't have sweat glands, so they'll dispense it around their mouth. So the saliva sits on their face, and they just constantly put more. So that is disgusting. Then when they shake, the saliva goes flying all over the walls and all throughout the home. It's disgusting. What are you talking about? Their energy. Look at this. I honestly hate how hyper they are all the time. After a long day, I don't want to come home to a barking dog jumping all over me, begging for food. To me, that's not enjoyable. It's stressful. Now, the person who wrote this wrote attention, but they're not smart enough to just want attention. A person who just wants attention, that requires sort of sophisticated mind, because you have to have a reason for wanting attention. It's usually because you want them to view you as an intellectual. You think you know something. You're a philosopher. Maybe you acquired an automobile. You think it's fly. You want them to look at you. You got a nice outfit. You got a nice haircut. You just came from the salon. Dogs are not sophisticated to look for attention like that, for attention at all, just to get attention. They're begging for food. And that's not enjoyable. To this person, it's stressful. Again, a source of stress is what we're hearing from everyone. This is a person who gave dogs a chance from an unbiased perspective. This person going into this, deciding to be a dog sitter for Rover, was not a dog hater, nor was he a critic of dog culture. You can tell. Or else he wouldn't have done it. But after dealing with these dogs, he's sounding exactly like us. Oh, now he's somehow hateful, right? And bullying, right? Get out of here. None of your criticisms against me or dog culture critics have stuck. None of them. And I'm talking to everybody who's ever had criticisms of us. You lost. Try again. I want to come home to a peaceful, quiet home, this person says. Having to take them out. Many people don't have backyards, so he has to take them out every 4 hours, even when it's cold. He hates the licking. Look at this. I don't want to be licked by a dog. Same thing we say. How can you call this bullying? What are you talking about? Hey, I don't want to come over your home because I don't like dogs. I don't want to be licked and all this nonsense. Oh, you're bullying. You're bullying. Shut up, nutter. Y'all so goofy. You use words that don't even apply to the situation. And you're not even aware that it don't apply. When's the last time you looked up the definition of bullying? Stop bullying people just because they love dogs. 2 wrongs don't make a right. Shut up. You're not even bright enough to pinpoint what bullying is, because we don't bully nobody. Stop with the goofy accusations. So this person does not like to be licked. Neither do I. He says the sound of them licking is awful. Listen to this. How bad most dogs are. Most people don't train their dogs. They bark, rip things up, run away, jump on you. Why get a dog if you can't take care of it? People underestimate how difficult it is to own a dog and care for it. I think that should be something that is more focused on when people are getting dogs. That they know how much of a time commitment it actually is going to be. And listen to what he's saying. And this is what many of them say. Even dog lovers say that. Oh, it's so time consuming. But yet they'll say it's easier than taking care of a child. That's not what it sounds like to me. Listening to y'all, this sounds more stressful and like more of a responsibility than being a parent to your own child. Over time, listening to dog lovers and their experience with their dogs, y'all have proven y'all's own lie to be a lie. Y'all was all anxious to tell people, oh, this is easier than having a child. That's why I do it. Liar. I made a community post about an hour ago. I shared an old article that I dealt with, I believe, on my original channel several years ago. From thehumanist.com, The Dog Delusion, by April Peterson, a person who's kind of hard to find. She wrote this in 2009. 2009. And look at that. Do y'all see that? Let's get a better look at that. 2009. The dog people, college students have written papers on this article. College students have been advised by their professors to read this article. In the academic field, this is somewhat of a legendary article because it was one of the earliest articles really going in and exposing dog culture. You see what that says? Master dog. That's the beginning. Then it regressed into owner, best friend. This is 2009, people. Then it regressed into guardian, four-legged family member. Then it regressed into parent, child. And finally, worshiper, God. 2009. April Peterson. Oh, I wish I had my show popping. I would find her. She deserves to be a guest. Please, Animal Uncontrol. Animal Uncontrol, please. If you could get a hold of this lady, I would love to talk to her. How locked in was she? How locked in was she to write this in 2009? I didn't make my channel till what, 2016? I mean, just spot on. That could have been written today. Now, I don't know how many of you read it. Be sure to check it out. It's not too long, but it's kind of lengthy and it's worth the read. And I want to share a piece of it on this stream. Okay, and it's right here. Starting right here, okay? If you got the article, it's the third paragraph down. And it starts right here. Take the widely held notion that dogs give us unconditional love and non-judgmental loyalty. Praising dogs for being incapable of acting like bad people is not only junk logic, it turns the dog into an idolized, godlike version of ourselves to be rewarded with all manner of pampering. 2009, she said this. How can the comparatively complex human being compete with creatures said to exude unwavering faithfulness, forgiveness, trust, love, and innocence? Dogs are pegged as more loving, more pure, more giving, more devoted. They are implied to be our moral superiors for not being able to steal money, start wars, and they are capable of doing that, or judging people by their physical appearance. They accept us for who we are, while we humans come across as scheming, judgmental, malcontents, who love on condition only. I have a collection of misanthropic utterances from dog lovers, most along the lines of, "I'll take dogs over humans any day." They still say this. And dogs love without having an agenda. Okay, basically the same thing. They still say this. It's no surprise that many dog lovers would rather be stranded on an island with a dog than with their spouse, or with any other person for that matter. Then there's the CEO who said he doesn't trust clients who doesn't have dogs. How sadly similar to the religious who say they don't trust non-believers. This was 2009. This is insane. Further undermining humans, dogs trained for various tasks are routinely referred to as soldiers, officers, listen to that, heroes, therapists. But a police dog simply can't know the moral difference between a stash of cocaine and an old sock. One of the most absurd examples of anthropomorphism I've seen was a funeral for a drug-sniffing dog. Yeah, we've seen several of those. The sheriff's department went all out with a motorcade, flag-draped casket, bagpipers playing Amazing Grace, a eulogy from a pastor, and a rose-adorned easel on which the dog's portrait rested. Officers from all across the western United States paid their respects, and the service received heavy local media coverage. All this for a dog that couldn't even grasp what a law was. Wow. Wow. Now, you could probably understand why this was like a historic article. If you look online, you're going to see several students talking about this article and the paper they wrote on it. There's no way just a bunch of students independently decided to do papers on this article. No, there were professors out here bringing this article to their attention. So please, if you haven't already, be sure to check this out. Now, the criticisms of dog culture, I'm sure hasn't bothered most people, but it may have bothered some. And I'm kind of uncomfortable if it even bothered some. Because, like I've been saying for years, you can't criticize us for nothing. We want peace. quiet, cleanliness, sanitation, consideration. See, dog culture, dog owners, the way that they manifest themselves in relation to the world, to other people, it's all negative. It's all negative. Barking, excrement in your lawn, brown patches where your grass has died, potential attacks. The dog charges at you right as you're going to get the mail. More barking. You got to watch out for your kids. They're no longer allowed to play in the front yard because of the dogs. You can't tell us that we're bullying the people who own these things, who are causing such chaos. I've shared several news reports where the journalists, the media outlet themselves said that the community is being terrorized by these dogs. And you actually have nutters who come into our space trying to tell us that we need to accept dogs. Oh, there's a dog in the dentist office? Go in there. Go into the dentist office anyways. Oh, in the grocery store? Go in there anyways. You got a friend who's a dog lover? Or just go in there anyways, you know? Just find common ground with them. Be around their dog. Get out of here. What kind of logic are y'all working on? I don't want to sit in dog filth in no dog house. So I'm not coming over to your house. Don't you think it's better that we let you know this online than have you find this out in person? And I'm explaining to you. I'm not going in there. Other dog culture critics, you can all do what you want. This has never been a dictator channel. Some of my critics have tried to project it that way simply because I don't know why, they just weak and softened. That's how I look at it. It's hate to not want to be attacked by dogs. It's hate to not want dogs in your home. Because again, you want to come into my home, you got a dog, you're not coming. You got a dog and you ride with your dog in your car. Okay, I can't get inside your car. That's not bullying, and that's not hate. It's not our fault that you're living a nasty, dangerous lifestyle. Don't try to wag your finger at us. People who don't want to be filthy with you and sharing that nasty filth, that dog filth. No, thank you. They project dog culture critics. They project us as a group of people who believe that we're more intelligent than others. Listen, in this world, some people are smarter than others. And if you've discovered an example of that, that's on you. If you're on the bad end of that, on the unintelligent end of that, oh well. The fact remains, you a dog owner, you a nutter, that's dumb. And me not being a dog owner, that's smarter than what you're doing. They got nothing to, and when you talk about morals, that's another attack they're going to come with. Dog haters think they're more moral. You're not automatically moral. Listen, nothing you say out your stupid mouth changes the fact that I'm safer for neighbors and their kids than you are as a dog owner. You're going to be a constant threat. Their kids are going to be most at risk. Do you think that's a moral thing to do? To possess something that is actually the number one attacker of children. Yeah, this is the real world. In the real world, some people do things that are smarter than what other people do. You found an example and you're on the unintelligent end. Guess what? You're a human. You can change that. It's up to you. But I have not heard as many arguments that have been put out there. I have not heard not a single valid argument against dog culture critics. I have not seen or heard a single valid objection to me or anything that I've said. I haven't even seen anyone argue that it's wrong or immoral to hate dogs. I know you want to so bad. That's why you just blindly just throw it out there. You're immoral. You run on hate. You operate on hate. You're all about hate. You throw it out there because you're desperate for the hate thing to stick. It only sticks with dogs. I don't hate dog lovers. I hate their lifestyle. I hate their lifestyle. But if they get rid of the dog, voila, they're no longer a problem. I no longer hate their lifestyle. And I no longer dislike them. See, I don't hate dog lovers because we can change. I hate what they have become. You understand that? Now, when it comes to the dogs, I hate the dogs themselves. If I could push a button and all dog owners disappear, I wouldn't push it. Because I don't have a problem. They can change. Listen, this dog worshiping world we live in was not always this way. So it's not something that's innate in people, which is why I don't hate them. But I hate the dogs, 100%. And I'm saying there's no argument. You can't shame me for that. And most people, if they're honest, would admit they hate dogs too. Most dog culture critics would not want to live inside of a home with a dog. They would want that dog out of the home, or they would want to leave the home themselves. They don't want to be around it. They don't want to share living space with no dog. That's most dog culture critics. And when they go outside, they don't want to encounter dogs. When they go over to other people's homes, they don't want to have to deal with dogs. What does that mean? We're saying that these people would rather dogs simply not exist. You can't say, oh, I don't have a problem with them existing. I just don't want them in human territory. There's nowhere else for them to go. The only way they can exist is with us and integrated in our society. Even if we were to push them away, they come right back. And I view this as a situation where people just don't want to admit the truth. Having a passionate dislike for something that's bad for you is a good thing. How do you think? That is how people become billionaires. That's how successful people think. Successful people hate laziness. They hate irresponsibility. They hate short-sightedness. They hate a lack of preparation. They hate things counterproductive and harmful. Progressive people hate drug use in their body. So you have no argument, not even there. Dogs are so counterproductive that I've had to make thousands of videos covering the many ways. Counterproductive, you rarely find anything in society that has an extremely negative impact on so many important things. Really, if you ask me, nothing has a more negative impact on our air quality than dog excrement and urine, which is in our air. Nothing has a more negative impact on our water than dog excrement. Nothing has a more negative impact on our family, say our son or daughter, 2-year-old, 4-year-old, than dogs. Because dogs result in those 2-year-olds and 4-year-olds in caskets. See, other people are not fatally wounding people. You trying to say that's hate? Look, good luck. Y'all with just goofy arguments y'all coming up with. Good luck with that, but you're just making yourself sound like idiots. And that's not hate either, telling you that. See, when your enemy, when your op is resorted to simply sitting back and calling you a liar and you're a hateful person, they're not dealing with any element of your argument. Everything is just, oh, you're hateful. You think you're better. You think you're more intelligent. Oh, that's when you know they've lost. Because they've said, look, I'm not going to deal with anything that you've said. Your arguments, I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to just attack you personally. So you know what? Knock yourselves out. It has no effect on me, on us at all. Listen, even if we didn't call this a movement, it would be a movement. At a fast pace, a lot of people are becoming dog culture critics, and it is going to shape the financial world. That's just how it is. And eventually, you're going to have dentists, hospitals. They're going to brag about the fact that their facility is dog free. No dogs allowed, because they're going to understand there's too many dog culture critics in this world who are avoiding my business. Don't even be surprised if you have dentists who have a pro-dog dentist office and a no dogs allowed dentist office. And what the result is, we now have businesses catering to us and what we want. So don't tell me boycotts are useless or somehow counterproductive. No, having dogs in businesses, dogs in our society is what's counterproductive. Shout out to all of you able to join me for this live stream. And I hope you can join me on the next as we continue with this crusade.